Do it. Let's do it. Well, hi, y'all.
Hello.
Let's hang on just a second. Give me
Okay.
one quick second here.
Okay. We'll wait for some people to come in.
So good to see y'all.
Yeah. How's your day going?
It's good. Life is good. Life is always good.
Any plans for the big St. Patty's Day?
Life is good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. St. Patty's Day is that is that's 2 days.
Yeah.
2 days.
Everybody going to be getting their green beer on.
Yeah, it's 2 days from now.
Yep.
So it's the 17th of March.
Yep.
So Sandra W., thank you so much for being here. And you better be wearing green because I'm sure somebody might pinch you. You
Ah,
think somebody may pinch you?
maybe. Maybe you'll find that lucky little leprechaun.
Or somebody will pinch you. So while we wait for everybody to come in, you want I gotta ask, I gotta tell you gotta tell everybody about your shirt.
Oh, my shirt. I love my shirt. See, it says made in the USA. Went to the store. And I'm like, I want to be patriotic.
Yeah.
Go to the store and I see this. And it's like, how much more patriotic can I get? Made in USA.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So I get home, I'm cutting the tag off. And what does it says? Made in Bangladesh.
Wait a minute. On front of it, it says made in the USA.
Right. So here's a lie.
Something ain't right there, is it?
No, no, no,
That's
no,
something
no,
ain't
no.
right.
And they say that, the old president, the ex president, is the
Mm,
biggest liar around.
yeah, no, I don't believe that for 1 second. I'm telling you right now. I am telling you right now, he is not the biggest liar. We got all kinds of liars going on right now. What about that Fanny person? What do you think about
Oh,
her talking about
oh,
liars?
oh my goodness gracious me, oh my. She was porking on that man
Oh
long
my.
before.
Oh my. Well, but she paid in cash.
Yeah, yeah, but
She paid in
that's still
cash.
illegal. That still can't do that. Still can't.
Well, you know what? And from what I understand, what they did to her is they said that she had to pick between her or him to stay on the case.
Oh, so if she wants her job or her
Mhm.
man.
Yeah, kind of basically something like that. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm. What do you think she's gonna pick?
Oh, you know she's gonna pick herself. You
Well,
know what? And what's really funny, you know what, Sandra, you're absolutely right. It's our tax-paying money
yeah.
that she's given.
Yep.
And they went on
Sure
all
is.
those fancy vacations. Wouldn't you like to go on a vacation that everybody else would pay for?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Wouldn't it
Every
be
time,
nice to go on a vacation and be able to stay in mansions with your own swimming pool and hot tubs
yeah, yeah, and the
for free
taxpayers can pay for it.
and for free?
Well,
No.
that's kind of the way they do things anymore. Everything's totally upside down. Totally upside down. Nothing was, Linda, nothing was like this when we were growing up. Come on, think about it.
No, we were outside. We were outside till the street lights came on. Our parents didn't even know where we were.
Well, yeah, that was going on, and you know what? I just read this too, which was kind of surprising. Do you know that in New York they just passed a law that said that if you are in prison and you get out, well, you done whatever it was to get yourself in prison, right?
Right, right. You were on the wrong side of the tracks.
Right, and so you get out and you done your time, and they're going to give you $2,600 a month until you get yourself set up. Our
Sign me up.
government.
Sign me up for that free money.
Oh yeah, guess I need to go to prison. I need to do something so I can go to jail so I can get $2,600 a month.
I don't know. Maybe we should make a trip and go across the border in Mexico and come over and just say, no hablo inglés. And then they'll give us the credit card too. Send us to New York. We can go to New York for free, stay in one of them big fancy hotels, and then we can get ourselves in trouble, do our 6 months of time or whatever, and hell, we can get back on our feet with that $2,600 a month.
Well, shoot, it's a lot more than that now. So if you come across the border and you're what are they? Oh, we're supposed to call them newcomers or neighbors or whatever we're supposed to call them now. Well, they're getting $10,000 visas and a fancy hotel. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You like that? Ain't that great? And wow, isn't that something? Isn't that something? And you don't even have to go to New York now. Now you can go to Hawaii.
Well,
They're taking them too.
if you know what, if they gave us a card, a $10,000 card, that'd be one shopping trip to the grocery store to feed the kin folk.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Well, I don't know. $10,000 would do a lot for me right now, but I'm just thinking. Come on, yeah. And I was watching on TV that a bunch of those guys that go looking at all those immigrants that are coming in and they're living in tents, and right outside their tent, this lady just drove right up with her electronic bicycle, which I know is really expensive because we looked for one for Emmett. It was like $2,000 or $3,000. It was crazy, and she just drove her. And then I saw all these wires, and they were hooking them to the street poles.
Oh no!
So they got free electricity and their 10,000 gift card, and we're all working our butts off for it.
Yeah.
Oh, and the new one. I forgot to tell you about that. You know what, Sandra? Thank you for bringing that up. And do you know that now they can get a mortgage on their home for no interest?
But our interest is 8% now, 9%.
Something
We
like
hit the
that.
magic 10 yet.
Something like that. Something like that. But that's okay, because you know what? I'm starting to think, like I said, it's all upside down. If you're born in America,
Right.
if you're not, you're going to get away with a whole lot of stuff.
I used to have that big lottery dream play the numbers and get rich.
Yeah.
Well, isn't
Yeah.
it something that the lottery $765 million,
Yeah.
and you only get 245 million?
I didn't know that.
They take 40% right off the top.
Well,
But I bet you got to pay taxes on that 700,000 or 700 million.
well, in Colorado, they told them, why don't you make room in your home for them? And the government will pay $2,000 a month if you make a room for them.
Well,
I mean, I love people. Let's get this straight. I
oh yeah,
love people,
I love people too, and
but
I
I don't want
love
somebody I don't know living next in the next room from me. I got a problem with that.
I mean, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my great grandpappy.
Mm,
They came over, but they were legal. They
yep,
did it legal.
yep,
And you know what? They were from Italy. And when my grandpa was still around, when I was a wee bitty girl,
yeah,
we would used to ask him, can you teach us some Italian so that we could, have a second language? We thought that would be cool.
sure,
And you know what he told me? He said, my parents came here. We live in America. We're Americans. We speak English.
Well, you know what? Your pappy was a very smart man because that's what it should be. When in Rome, do as Romans do.
Hmm.
You don't just. I don't know. Everything is so messed up. That I have. Think about the news right now. Are you not listening to the news? Macron's wife was actually his Macron's wife is actually his sister reincarnated.
What?
Yeah. See, Macron's wife was actually John Michael, but his sister was Bridget, and he had family that was in the CIA or whatever, and so he picked up his sister's name, and so now he's Bridget.
Oh no, lordy, lordy, lordy.
I don't care if you want to be a man or a woman; it don't
Right.
matter to me. But I think that should be illegal.
Yeah. Well, we had one of those ourselves here, right here in the good old USA. You know,
Yeah,
I don't know. And they
what
say
was it?
conspiracy theories. Yeah, no, I don't know about it. I can't believe everything's a conspiracy theory.
Yeah,
I
what
just,
was his name? Michael Robinson. What's with the Michaels? I'm starting to find out it's a Michaels.
I don't know. I got a couple
Mm-mm.
Michaels in my family, but
But
I know they
they
don't
didn't
go
want to
that
become
way.
Michelle's, did they? I don't
No,
think so.
no, no.
I don't think so.
I don't
I don't think so.
either.
It's there's so much going on right now in our world that is totally turned upside down. So tell me, what do you got planned for the weekend?
Well, we just had that new little Ellie Mae baby. She's 2 months
Mm,
old.
hmm.
And then, I got my other two grandbabies, Poseidon and Zeus.
Oh, and so what are y'all going to do?
We try to get together on weekends. Life is just so busy for those doggone kids. They keep themselves so busy. They're involved in all kinds of sports and You got to make an appointment to see your grandbabies nowadays. I'm
I,
telling you.
you know what? It
Yeah.
ain't supposed to be that way. Life ain't supposed to be that way. It's supposed to be easy, but it ain't. Nothing about it is easy right now.
No, no.
You
But
know,
they got to do what they got to do. We had our time to be kids. We had our fun. We were out running the streets till after dark,
yep.
but we weren't up to no good.
Yeah, we
We,
were playing kick the can.
we
Remember that?
were playing tag, serial tag. Did you ever play serial tag? That was
No.
fun.
No, you need to tell me about that one. That's a new one. I never heard of that one.
It's well, you play tag, and if somebody comes up to you, you got to say a cereal, or you have to freeze
Oh,
until
really?
somebody can run by and tag you again and unfreeze you.
Oh, I
Yes,
never heard of that
yep.
one.
That was fun, fun, fun times. Fun
Huh.
times. Yep.
Hmm.
We also used to take. Remember those little chiclets, those little itsy bitsy tiny square pieces of
Yes,
gum.
yes, I do. Yes, I
Those
do.
chiclets.
Yes, I do.
We used to split them in colors. Now, this tells you something because I'm thinking there was a plan way, way back when. Because we used to split them in different colors, all the same color,
Mm,
and we would play house or we would play vet or we would whatever. And that was the medicine you had to give when somebody got sick, was those little chiclets. Now, that was way back. And what happens nowadays when you go to the doctor? They give you that little bottle of pills and tell you to go home and be happy.
You know what? You're right. And you know what? All you got to do is go in there and tell them, you know what? I ain't feeling too good. What's wrong with you? Well, I ain't very happy. Well, here, let me give you a pill that'll make you happy.
Right.
You
And
know,
when
how's that going to work?
right, right. Well, they got a pill for you to go to sleep, and they got a pill for you to wake up, and a pill for you to be happy. And, I mean, I feel bad for people that have to take pills. Don't I'm not making fun of
No,
it.
no, I
No.
understand if you got to take the
Yeah,
pill, but you know
it's just,
what?
you basically you go to the doctor and you got a broken toe and you walk out of there with a pill because you got some kind of kidney disease or something they're telling you.
No, you're right. You're right, and they'll give you a pill for everything, no matter
Yeah.
what's wrong with you. They got a pill for it.
Yes, they
So,
do.
Linda, tell me, what do you think about this new Haitian thing? All those guys were coming in their boat. They were coming over to Florida. And then DeSantis said, no, they can't come to Florida. Now they're going to Gitmo. Aren't there people in Gitmo already?
We thought there was. There should have been still people in Gitmo. I don't know. It makes you just wonder about a lot of things. But
Yeah.
about that Haitian thing, that kind of scares me because I actually saw a thing on the news and I don't watch the news. I was just flipping through the channels and I happened to stop. And they were fighting in the streets in Haiti. And the gangs were taken over.
Yep.
And that's what's coming over here. And that's scary for my grandbabies.
Oh, sure.
I
They're
don't want
coming
them to
over
live
here.
like that. I don't
They're
want them
coming
to.
over here. And we got a marshmallow man that all he wants is scoop of ice cream. Huh. I don't get
Well,
it.
it's getting to be beach weather again. Maybe he'll go to the beach again.
He spends all of his time at the beach. Well, or at least that's what I see on TV. He's always at the beach.
Right. So, um, maybe since he likes the beach so much, he should just plop a tent on out there and live amongst the neighbors.
There you go. He can live like the neighbors. And then he can just
Right.
take and put our flag right above it like all the rest of them. You know, you see their tents and they've got all of their flags. Venezuela and Cuba and Colombia and Africa, whatever, all of them are all hanging above their tents. But they're not happy enough to stay there.
You know, I don't want to get too serious here, but let me just say this. If you take our precious stars and stripes to another country, say Haiti or Cuba,
Yeah,
something like
yeah,
that,
yeah.
and you fly that flag and you get other Americans to come up and be rioting, what do you think would happen to us?
Well, you can't get away with anything that they're getting away with right now. Didn't you see what happened in the subway in New York?
Hi, Michael. Welcome. Yes,
Didn't you?
Sandy. Yeah, big problem. I don't have a problem with legal immigration either. I welcome them. I just said the story of my family. And, my dad's side, that was my mom's side. And my dad's side, hell, they're from the border of Poland and Russia.
Well, I don't think anybody really could say that they were truly from America unless you were born here, but your parents or somebody came
Right,
over here. I don't. The only ones that really could say that would probably be the Indians,
right.
you know.
I
But
remember back in high school, because everybody would say, what nationality are you? And I remember back in high school, we started saying we was American.
well, that's what it's all about, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
You know, when I fly my flag outside, I put my flag out there, and that covers everyone. That covers the Asians and the white people and the black people and any other color there is. Because you know what? We're in America, and that's what our flag stands for. Everyone in America,
And
except for these ones that are coming over illegal that are flying their own flag.
riddle me this, Batman. You're coming to America because you want to be American, correct?
Yeah.
So why do we have African Americans? Why do we have Asian Americans? Why can't we all just be? And they say, racism. I
No, we're
hate
just all
I
Americans.
hate that word because aren't you categorizing yourself? Can't you just be American? Just because you got slanted eyes, you got to be an Asian? No, I'm not. Not.
No, I understand what you're saying. We're all
And
Americans.
just because you got a little bit darker skin, I don't care. Hell, I go to the beach and try and get my skin dark.
Yeah, we'd like to, but it just doesn't happen sometimes. But no, you're right. No, you're right.
Hey, teenies.
You're right.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, enough is enough here, people. We got to do what we got to do.
Well,
And
did you hear about that guy that was on the Joe Rogan show and they caught him with the wig on and he was coming out of the elevator and the cops picked him up and when they got to his house they found out that he had a head in his freezer and he had a torso.
I think I think I think he took Talking Heads a little too seriously.
I think something
That
was
was a
up
band.
there. That was, I
It was
know,
a
I
band.
remember that. That was back in the day.
Yeah. You don't have Talking Heads in your freezer.
No, but I don't know what was going on with him. You know, I guess he went to jail. There's a
And
lot
he's
of
going to
people
get
that are
three
going to jail.
squares. He's going to get 3 squares every day for the rest of his life.
Yes, he is, and then he's going to get $2,600 when he gets. Well, he may not get out ever.
Right. Well, is
Yeah,
he?
he may
But is
never
he in
get
New
out.
York?
I don't know where he was at. Honestly, I just know that he frequent the Joe Rogan show.
Oh,
That's what I heard.
mm,
And the other thing, speaking of the Joe Rogan show, what is the deal with the Princess Catherine that now has disappeared?
I
She's
don't know.
nowhere to be found.
I don't know. You know, there's always mysteries around certain families, individuals that just get swept under the rug.
Well, I heard through, the grapevine or whatever, that Prince William was having an affair. Well, isn't that the way his daddy did? His daddy was always doing stuff like that. And I guess Princess Catherine was not going to have no part of that.
Well, bless his little heart, but you would think that if you saw your mama as broken as that woman was, she was broken. And you would think that you would never, ever put the mother of your children through anything like that.
You would think.
But that's a woman's thinking. That's not a man's thinking.
Well, what was really fascinating was the girl really looked just like Catherine. Yeah, it was kind of a weird situation. I saw the picture. I thought, this girl is who? Hmm. Yeah, looked just like Catherine.
Yeah,
So why would you cheat with someone that looks just like the one you're with? I don't understand.
I don't know. I don't know.
You know,
Yeah, yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Lead by example, people. Lead by example. It's not that hard. It's not that hard.
our babies are growing up in this world right now, and
Yeah.
they are so confused. If me, as old as I am, and believe me, I'm older than dirt.
Oh, girl, you got nothing on me.
If I don't understand and I'm confused, can you imagine how these babies are?
Oh, Connie. Royal Apple is here from Hawaii.
No, that's my Royal Apple. She's not from Hawaii. She's actually, you know what? Royal Apple is from Italy, but she lives in California. I love you, Royal Apple. So good to see you here, girl. She's on the West Coast. She's in California.
Oh, I see. You know, maybe I should have got some more sleep last night. It says from West Coast. Hi.
It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. It's so good to see her here. I love Royal Apple. She's so beautiful. Um, so, so we're bringing up these children, and we're telling them history is so much different than anything I ever learned. You know, and we're teaching them different, and we're
Yep.
tearing down our statues,
Yep.
and we're you can't change history. History is history. You did it, it's over, it's done. But it don't change. It never changes.
I think I'm going to write a book
Yeah,
and I'm going to change my history in that book.
but it don't mean it changes.
I'm going to change my history in that book. I'm going to make me rich and live in a mansion.
Well, there you go, but it doesn't work that way because you're still going to be eating grits and dirt. If you
There you
don't
go.
sell, I'm telling you,
And
you can't
from
change it. You
from
can't change it.
one of a very good comedian, I'm sure you'll know who it is. There's your sign.
Yep, I know him. I know him. Yep.
Mhm.
There's your sign. If
Yep.
you can't figure it out, then you know what? It ain't like that. Life ain't like that. You know,
Yeah.
there's a lot of things that are going on right now here in America, and I just saw today. Today it came on late breaking news. Today, Tyson meat. You know, Tyson
Nice
meat.
and chicken.
Yeah, well, is they provide for McDonald's and they provide for a lot of fast food places. Tyson, right?
Hmm.
Well, they're firing their American citizens so they can hire the illegals because they need a job.
Just like they kicked their veterans out of the hotels because they needed a place to lay their head.
That ain't America. Aren't we
No.
supposed to take care of our own? You know, the Bible says, if you don't take care of your own in your own house, you take care of your own in your own house before you take care of anyone else.
You know,
Does say that.
I'm okay. I'm okay with helping people, but when your own people are suffering, there's something wrong. There's something really, really wrong.
Now, and you know, and like I said, I gotta say it over and over again. I love everybody in the whole wide world. I love them all. But you want to come to America? Come over legally. All
Absolutely.
these other people had to go through it legally. Why do you think you're anything special?
Right. Right. Oh, I know. I know. And I learned many things, many things from, um, well, I guess they're citizens now, but they were becoming citizens. And I learned a lot of things from those people. I mean, I was teaching them English and they were teaching me Spanish.
And some
Yeah.
of them will teach us our history because they know more about it than our own kids do.
Oh, you know what? They do. They do. Because she was taking her test and she was telling me stuff in our Constitution I never learned in school.
See? See? You know, I asked somebody one time, they said, I said, who's the father of our country? And they said, Thomas Jefferson. And I said, no, I don't think Thomas Jefferson was the father of our country. It was George Washington. But then George Washington didn't have any kids, and Thomas Jefferson had a whole lot of kids. So I guess maybe that's why they felt like he was the father of our country. But yeah, no, they don't know. They have no idea. They have
Yeah.
no
No,
idea.
no, no, no.
I said they're going to take away our Second Amendment,
Yeah,
and this little girl said, "And what is that?"
right,
I said, "What do you mean? What is that?"
right.
That is the right to bear arms, and it doesn't matter what you have. Do you know you can have a cannon? Do you know according to the Second Amendment, you can have a cannon if you can afford it?
Oh, but wait a minute. Now, here's the problem, though, is that you and I, and a lot of people out there, are law abiding citizens that want our
Sure,
Second Amendment.
sure.
But lordy, 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 these people that have these guns on the streets and they want to take away our rights, and ours are locked up in our safes.
All right. See, here's the thing.
Yeah.
What'll happen is they'll take our guns from us, and then the outlaws will have guns. You
Yeah.
think it's going to stop that? No, heck no. They're going to get that black market just like they can get anything else.
Yep.
You know, and then they want to take our right to talk.
Right.
Shoot, I talk way too much anyway. They're not going. They'll never be able to take my right to talk.
No. No. And I don't know. But I think I would take it kind of personally if somebody ever canceled me.
Well, sure. Sure.
How
You
do you just
know,
cancel people? People, please answer me. How do you just cancel people?
I, I don't know. They do all kind of different things right now, and it's not right. None of it's right.
No.
How do they take a man that's never done anything wrong and find all kind of things that they can hook onto him, tag onto him, whatever. And every time you wake up, it's a new indictment or new case or what are they afraid of?
He's
Tell me
just
what
a
they're
man.
afraid of.
He's just a man. But that brings me to like thinking back to Jesus Christ Superstar. Didn't they have a song in there that said, he's just a man? He's only a man.
Yeah, something like that.
But yet there were people afraid of him
Well,
because he was just a man. I
well,
mean,
I would be afraid of Jesus if he got
well,
mad too, because he did a whole lot of things when he came here, um, and he's going to come back.
yeah.
And things are going to this world's going to see a whole lot of different stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just hope people don't end up in those pit fires of hell.
You know what?
Get yourself right,
I,
people. Get yourself right.
yeah, because you know what, we're real close. Did you know that they talk about 3 days darkness, right?
Yeah.
3 days darkness. And I looked it up and I thought, you know what, something didn't seem right because I didn't know about 3 days dark. Well, that was from the Catholic religion, and somebody had prophesied 3 days
Ah.
darkness. But then I had to look into it a little bit further, and because I don't know the difference between a lunar eclipse and a solar eclipse and a whatever eclipse, because we just had a lunar
It covers the
eclipse.
sun.
But it's all going dark, right?
Right.
All right. But the last one, we only got part of the moon. I thought we got the whole moon, but no, we only got part of the moon. This one coming up April 8th is the total moon. That's why it's going to go totally dark.
Oh, we should play that song when it happens. Total eclipse of the sun. Wouldn't that be great?
Did it totally eclipse of the? Okay, I go there instead of the heart.
And bringing up the moon.
Yeah.
Bringing up the moon.
Yeah.
I got a question. Or if anybody out there can answer me, put it in the comments below.
Mm.
We have the full moon, which is round.
Yes.
We have the crescent moon, which is a crescent.
Right.
And then we have the half moon. How is it round over here and flat over here, like somebody cut it in half?
See, isn't it funny how God works? Isn't He amazing? He can make things happen like nobody else, and they have the guts to say there is no God.
Right.
You know what? I'd rather walk through fire and be tarred and feathered than say there is no God.
Yep. That's the truth. That's the truth.
They're doing all kinds of crazy stuff to us.
Yeah, they are.
And you know what? And I'm going to tell you right now, God has His hands on everything.
Yes, He does.
Yes, He does. He does, and it's getting ready to be proven.
Yeah.
A lot of things are getting ready to happen.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And I agree with you, Teeny. I totally agree with you. We got to get that man back in there. I don't know if he's a savior. I don't know. I'm not saying he's a god because there's only one God.
You're right, but I think that I think that God has chosen him to do whatever it is that he needs to do for this time. You
Yeah,
know, he never did choose anybody that was perfect. Most of them were a lot less than perfect. You know, David in the Bible, David was a real rounder, but he was David in God's own eyes. God loved him, and I think God has decided that Trump needs to do his thing.
right. And there's a lot of controversy on that man. Yes, he was a reality star.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a man. You can't forget that. He is a man.
Yep.
Did he always do the right things? Probably not. But did your brother, did your father, did your uncle, did your husband?
I don't think anybody I know, even if you would even have to stay in the male species, we can go
Right,
on.
right.
No one ever did anything.
Nobody's perfect.
You're
And
absolutely right.
I'm not foregoing anything. And Lord, if he did do anything, I apologize. But nothing's been proven. Proof.
No,
Proof. Like
no, they
facts.
never prove anything. They just said he did it.
No.
You know what? He did everything else everybody else did. And you know what really got me about all this? Let me ask you something. He went to court because they said that he inflated his home. Okay? And they put him up on charges. But you know what? The bank never was after him. He paid the loan, it was paid off. So
Right.
who was the victim?
Well, here's the thing. You know, you or I could go to the bank and say, "Can I have a loan for, I don't know, let's say $500,000?" And then say, "What you got for collateral?" "I got my house." Now your house ain't worth no $500,000, and there's going to be somebody to come out and make sure of that.
Yeah.
So there.
Oh, yeah. The bank ain't gonna loan you anything if they know they ain't gonna get their money back. Come on, let bring it on, sister. You know that that's the way that is.
Yep.
They covered their own, and they were paid. The
Yep.
loan was paid. So
Yep.
then we got this judge don't like him and decided that you know what we're gonna do. We're just gonna just sock it to him.
Right. And people forget. He had a good life. He had a good life.
He had a very good life, and he could still have a good life. He doesn't need
You
to
don't
be
need to be
going
doing that.
through all this. You know,
And
you're right. You're right.
what people don't get is that he's a businessman.
You're
He's
right.
not a politician.
You're right. You're right.
He runs this country like a business.
And that's
he
what it
should.
should be.
We
That's
are
what it should be.
business. If
You're right.
we're doing import and export, it's a business.
You're right. That's what it
We are
should
not
be.
in the business of war. We are
No.
not in the business of lying and cheating and stealing and killing.
No, but I'll tell you
Our
what.
business.
You know what? I was just talking to a friend of mine, and it was brought up that who was it? Was it Bush? They got in all kinds of trouble because he brought back all that oil from when we were at war, and he brought back all that oil, and everybody got all mad. Why is he bringing back that oil? That's not right. And Trump said, "We paid for it all. We funded everything. They owe us something." Yeah, that's what's going on right now. We're funding everything, and don't you worry when he gets in there. And then we got people that are sending their stuff in. Now I don't know. I don't want to be all nasty or anything, but when it's made in America, the quality is really good. Sorry, I don't mean to be like that, but it is.
Yeah.
But it's going to cost you more. But but they bring in stuff, and the tariffs that we charge them are lower than they charge. We send our stuff out and they tax it so high nobody wants it. But they bring it in and our taxes are low on it. Why? Why? Don't you think that it should be like at least even?
Yeah, yeah,
Should be. You want to
right.
send this stuff in here? Well, then you know what? It's going to be even. I'm gonna charge you the same amount that you're charging everybody else, charging us to send it out.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
that's the way it should. But it
And
ain't like that.
did you know what I found out? I was talking to my younger one, and he says, "Did you know that we have patents here in the United States?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, duh."
Sure, sure.
And he said, "Did you know that as soon as you send your product to China, our patent is not valid anymore and they
Yes.
can mass produce it? And that's what they do. They mass produce it and they steal it. And I know this for a fact because my brother had a lawsuit. He
Yep.
had a business and he actually had to sue a lighter company, like not Bic, but one of the
Yeah.
he had to sue them because they sent it over to China and they started mass producing his product with it on it. Oh, yes, sirree, Bob. So, don't take that American dream somewhere else because you can get it cheaper and put more money in your pocket. Mm-mm, mm-mm.
You know,
Don't be
speaking of
greedy,
that,
people.
that
Don't
is
be
so
greedy.
funny. That is
Don't
so
you just want
funny.
to be comfortable? I don't want to be greedy. I don't want to be filthy rich. I just want to be comfortable.
Or happy, one or the other. I just watched a documentary that bringing that up. That did you know the Asian people are extremely smart, right?
Yeah.
I think most of all, every nationality is smart in their own way. But if you take something to Asia, they can copy it, and they're known for that. So whatever it is, you take it to Asia, and they're going to copy it,
Hmm.
and they're going to mass produce it. I just heard that.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I've never been there, but rumor is, they have sweatshops.
Little
Is it
kids
true? I don't
working,
know. I don't
little
know.
little kids working in sweatshops.
Right?
I've heard that. Yes, I have.
Can we prove it? I would love to prove it or
Mm,
disprove it,
mm.
because some of these conspiracy theories out here it'll drive you crazy. It'll
Well,
just
America said that you had to be a certain age to be able to work, right?
right.
But
And if you, what was it? If you were under 16, at least in the state I'm in, if you were under 16, you had to get a working permit. And the
oh yeah,
younger you were, the less hours you could have.
yep.
You could only work equivalent, and I could be wrong, this was a long time ago, but you could only work equivalent to 20 hours, including your school time.
And you weren't allowed to work after a certain time either. It was after what 11 or 12 or whatever you weren't supposed
Oh,
to work, because that was a big no too. I
oh,
remember.
lady, you couldn't work after 8 o'clock here. No, sir,
See,
Bob.
see,
If you were 13, 14, 15, now once you got to be 16, 17, that was different. But no, 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 you cannot. You could not. But it's been a long time, and my boys are grown with their own babies now.
Linda, do you remember when how much you wanted when it was when you were about 14? How you just couldn't wait to work?
Oh, yeah. I have my own money. I can buy what I want to buy. I can do what I want to do.
Yep, yep. And we babysat at, shoot, I think I was 10 when I babysat the first time.
I think I started around 12.
Yeah. And we had this extra money in our pocket and we could do whatever we wanted to. Think, well, now, right now, I wouldn't leave my baby with 10-year-old, 12-year-old.
I wouldn't leave my baby with a 12-year-old either.
Oh, no, life
But,
was different then.
now you have to, I think it is here in Michigan. I think you have to be 12 or 13, and you can only be home alone in your house for like a half hour
By yourself.
by
You're
yourself.
not even taking care of anybody. It's just you
Right.
staying there.
Right. I mean, I remember, I would go babysit and put the kids to bed. And next thing I know, the people were waking me up. It's midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. You know, and we're home, ready to take you home. How were the kids? Oh, okay. And then I'd get my $3 or $4 for the night.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? I remember a curfew. We used to sneak out at night. Me Ma didn't know about it, but we snuck out at night and we were really afraid because you know what? They could get you for that because we had a curfew. If you were a certain age, weren't supposed to be outside at that time. Well, I know that I see kids running around all the time right now. Isn't there a curfew?
I don't know. Do you see kids? I don't ever see kids outside. I mean,
Oh,
I go to my older sons and I see kids outside because my older son encourages his kids to go outside and play on nice days. I mean, he's not going to have them go out in minus 50-degree weather and raining or snowing, but he wants them to get what good of air he can get. I mean, but
well,
that's the only time I see kids outside is when I go over and visit my elder son.
all right. Well, I got to tell you, no, I get Emmett and he comes over and he's got his headset on. So his whole world is in that little box that he puts on his face.
Right, right.
And I just think, wow, that's a whole lot different than I ever had. I didn't have no life in no little box that I could do whatever I wanted to. He has gone everywhere.
Yeah,
But I worry about that kid. What's going to happen to him when real reality hits?
right, right. And the other thing I would like to know too is how come everything is so doggone expensive in the United States? I was looking because, we were going to do a little family outing and go back to our roots maybe.
Sure.
And, I was looking and then, we wanted to do like, maybe a little London, a little Paris, a little Italy. And I'm looking and it's like $45 to fly from London to Paris. Now that's equivalent to about flying from maybe, I don't know, New York to Florida.
Oh no, that's $600.
Right. $600 plus you pay for your luggage. $30 a pop. Some of them are 35 a pop. So now people started just taking their carry-on luggage. Well, I just saw a banner go across the TV the other night when the news was on and I was flipping channels. Said they're going to do a crackdown on the carry-ons.
Okay, well, there you go. Because, see, you know what? Everybody wants to come running to America. Let's go to America. America's got it all going on. Do we? Do we really?
This is not an American dream, people.
What one time it was.
It's
Yeah, the American
suicide.
dream. But You know what? It ain't the American dream anymore.
I mean, I don't want to be all down and everything. We do have a great country. We
We
really,
do.
we
We
really
do.
do. We just need the right people to stand up. And I don't care if it's blue. I don't care if it's red. I don't care if it's purple people or
Yeah.
purple party, whatever you want to say. I don't care. Just do right by your people. That's
Right.
all I want. I don't
Right.
because I mean, I might be Republican, I might be Democrat, but that doesn't mean if there's somebody from another party that I like, I'm not going to vote for them.
Well, see, that's where we've lost it right there. You just got it, Linda. That's where we've lost it. It's, you know, you got many of people running in different, but right now, I'm sorry, the only one we got is Trump. Who do you think he's going to pick as his vice president?
You know, Unfortunately, I don't know because I really, I just don't follow politics.
Yeah.
And I don't know the people. You know, um, that I don't know, but he'll probably pull somebody out of left field like he did last time.
Well, Pence was a senator, but you know what? I think he really is going to pull somebody that nobody knows. I got this feeling that
Well, I mean, it would be fun to see where Carrie Lake could take us, and I'm not one of them people who
I
go.
love Carrie Lake.
I love Carrie
I
Lake,
love Carrie Lake.
you know,
She's
and I
good.
think
She's
that
good.
I think that she would be a strong woman if anything happened to a president.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
everybody keeps saying, we need a woman in there. We need a woman in there. Why? Because it's a woman. I want
Well,
somebody that's qualified in there.
it's like the thing about burning your bra thing.
Yeah,
Remember that I'm gonna be free and I'm gonna burn my bra and I'm gonna be free. Well, you know what? Okay, so you're free and what happened? You had to go buy a new bra.
right.
I mean, what did it do for you? Right now, I don't think. I mean, I think there's some very strong women out there. But what scares me is problems that we got going on is in the Middle East, and they don't believe anything about women.
Oh, I know. That's sad. That's so, so, so sad. But again, we're not there. Do
Hmm.
we really know? You know, I mean, my thing is, can't we just get along? Can't we all? And I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
What?
Can't we all just get along? I mean, I hate it when I was watching the news and it's like, uh, you know, blah 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 blah, and he was a black man, and it's like, what does it matter?
What color he is? It
Right?
don't matter. It
What
don't matter. Everybody's hating on everybody.
exactly?
You know,
Exactly.
if there was a green person in this world, somebody'd hate him. I'm
Yep.
telling you, somebody'd hate him.
Look, you got to be divided now, and that's sad. You got to be
Yeah,
red, you got to be blue, you got to
yeah,
be male, you got to be female, you
no.
got to be religious, you got to be Christian, you got to be, come on. Why all this? We were all so happy at one time. I mean, I have a good friend of mine that's Jewish. I didn't know nothing about the Jewish people.
Mm,
Nothing. And I'll tell you something. I now know about the Jewish people because I just couldn't wrap my head around why somebody would hate a religion, which is also a nationality, but why would somebody want to just kill off a whole, I don't even know the word I'm looking for. Why would
genocide.
Right. Why would you just kill off a whole religion or a whole culture or a whole any? Why would you do that? I mean, just because you don't like the color of their skin, you don't like the way they talk, you don't like, then don't go buy them. Do
You,
your own thing.
you know, I was thinking the other day, it would sure be nice to live in the Little House on the Prairie kind of life, wouldn't it? Everybody loved everybody on that show.
Yeah,
And
they
everybody jumped in and helped their neighbor. And they
right.
didn't care. They didn't look at color or
No,
anything else. Everybody just
no.
helped everybody because they loved everybody. Now we got, I don't like you because you're a Democrat. I don't like you because of the color of your skin. I don't like you because I just don't like you. I don't like you. I mean, there is more hatred in this world and division in this world than there is anything.
Right, right, right. And that's what's got to stop. And
Yes.
and it,
Yes.
it does not help. It does not help. It's only hurting us. It's
Yes.
hurting our children.
It is. It is. It's hurting our
It's like,
children
come
because they don't
on.
know no different. They learn by example.
Right, exactly. Exactly. And that's exactly, you know, I praise God every day for my elder son because he's teaching those boys morals. He's
That's
teaching them
good. Good for
rules.
your son. Good for
He's
your
teaching
son.
them rules. He's teaching them respect. And it doesn't matter what's going on in that household. I mean, everybody argues with the spouse. It doesn't matter. It's always, well, what did your mom say? Or what did your dad say? Or
Fussing and fighting.
or
Everybody's
or
fussing and
or we
fighting.
need we need to talk to daddy about that, or we need to talk to mommy and see if it's possible we can do that. Where is that anymore? And that's what my son is doing. He's teaching it's a united front. It's not divide and conquer. It's a
Yep.
united front.
Thank you. That's why we're called the United States.
There you go.
We're the United States of America. We're not Democrat states of America, Republican states of America, dumbass. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to say that. I'm
Well,
just saying things are. There's way too many divisions, and there everybody's a little bit different. But I can guarantee if you look hard enough, you'll find beauty in that difference.
and there's a word out there that I don't think people know the definition of anymore.
Hmm.
Compromise.
Oh, there ain't no compromise.
It's my way
Way or the
or
highway.
your way.
Yeah, well, it didn't work like that in my house when I was growing up.
Compromise was go get ready for bed or get the spoon.
Oh,
I was
yeah, or the
Italian.
shoe, or the belt, or
Oh,
whatever else.
right, right, right.
You know what happened to the respect of your elders?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Do you know, I see these young kids and they just talk back to everybody and say whatever they think they want. And you know what? I'd have gotten a licking behind the barn where I would have been able to walk for a week if I'd talked to people the way these kids talk to their parents.
I was never allowed to disrespect anybody
Ever.
ever. An adult,
Ever.
a kid,
No.
anybody. You don't.
No.
And I remember when I was growing up, I was married, I had children of my own, and I still called my mom's neighbor Mr. and Mrs., whatever their name was.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't call, nowadays they just call them by their first names.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's not respect.
No, they're. What is that word? Respect. That one lady sang about it when we were growing up.
Yeah.
She need a little bit of respect. Well, I wonder if she could change that tune right now because she needs a whole lot of respect now because it ain't any respect now. No, there is no
Well,
respect.
and my thing is I think that we lost respect because we lost love. We lost caring because everybody is just scraping so hard to get by. You know, I mean, everybody out there, All you have to do is if you have to make a phone call to a company, at the end of the call, just tell them, have a good rest of your day. And if it's a Friday, like today, I was on the phone, have a good weekend.
Oh, they'd shock. They'd fall out of their chair.
You know, I mean, and you can actually hear and see when you say that to somebody, you can see or you can hear, I mean, their face smile. And they're like, why, thank you.
Linda, have you ever? And I just saw this the other day, and I thought that was shocking. There was a kid. He was probably about 14, 15 years old, and he held the door open for this little old lady. And I thought that lady was going to pass out. Really, I thought she was going to pass out. She was like, oh my God, this kid's holding the door for me. What's going on with him?
You know what? That's my Zeus and my Poseidon.
That's the way it was supposed to be.
Yep. That is.
You
That's
know?
my Zeus. And they'll hold that door as long as people are coming or until a man comes up and grabs that door.
What was wrong with the old days?
I don't know because I'll tell you what. Yeah, there are a few things that are unfair in the man-woman world. If I have the same education as you and I have the same job title as you, then we should both get paid the same thing. Okay?
You're right.
But when I go out, I want somebody to open the doors for me. If you ask me out to dinner, yeah, I expect you to pay. If I ask you out to dinner, I doggone will pay for it.
Yep.
I mean, it's just, I, it just floors me. It really does. It hurts my heart. It really, really does.
It does not.
I raised my kids with love, and like I said, nobody's perfect.
When somebody looked at you and they said, I care, I really care.
Right.
And you felt it.
Yep.
I don't see that much anymore. In fact, I don't even think they say they care. The most time, all I ever hear is, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
Yep.
Well, you should care.
Yeah, you should.
Gotta care.
You definitely should. And that's why my mom, God love her, bless her heart. She raised us back in the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I get it from.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my mom is much better woman than I ever thought of being. But I did take with me a lot of morals and a lot of respect, and I put that into my kids. I raised my two boys by myself. Yes, I did. And I would be sure and shooting that those boys were going to have respect. I was going to make sure I knew where they were. I was a working mama, and I had two kids at home. Well, they weren't kids, but and my older son helped with the little guy. There's a few years difference there, so he would pick him up from school for me and stuff like that. But that's because he respected me too. He knew I had to go out and do this to put a roof over their head. And the mama needed a little bit of help now and then. But don't get me wrong. I mean, my kids were as spoiled as I could spoil them, and sometimes just loving them and hugging them and listening to them when they were teenagers and came home with girl problems at 3:00 in the morning. And it's like, Mom, are you awake? Well, I'm always awake at 3:00 in the morning.
Because you ain't home. You think that my eyes ever close until I know that your head hits that pillow. It ain't happening.
Yeah. But you know what? God love my boys. God love my boys. Because I wouldn't trade any of that for the world.
But
They
you know
are on
what? Think about this just for a minute. All of a sudden, something came to my mind. So everything has a pill, right? Let's go back to that again. So if you're not happy, you can get a pill for it, right? It'll make you happy. I don't know if you're really going to feel real happy inside, but it's an artificial happy. I think that's what's going on with our society right now. Everything's got a magical pill.
Yeah, yeah. Nobody's truly happy because, well, I can't say that. Let me rewind that. I mean, there are people that are truly happy out there, but there are so many that are being tricked. And then the side effects of
Oh
the
yeah.
pills,
Oh
the
yeah.
side effects. It's like, well, take this if you want to get rid of your headache, but just know you might be in the bathroom for the next 3 weeks, coming out one end or the other, or your heart might start palpitating, or you might just jump off a roof. Uh,
Right. Right. It's the truth. It's the truth. There's always a bad side
Bye,
effect to
Sandra.
everything. Bye, Sandra. It was so good to see you.
Thank you for staying with us. So,
So yeah, and so this is our first. This is
yeah.
our first, and we're going to do this once a week. We're going to get together and decide what's a good time to do this, so that we can just rant with y'all. But I wanted to say real quick that the winner of our contest of last week, or a couple days ago. Sorry, I don't even know whether it's a week or what. Anyway, it's KMM68. So if you could just get your address to me to cattyconnie@gmail.com so that I can get your hand sanitizer sent out to you so you could clean off all that dirtiness. I'd love to get that out to you.
Yeah.
And guys, it has been so good talking to you. And you know what, Linda? Always a pleasure.
Oh,
Always a
honey, I
pleasure.
love ya. From here to the moon. Is that made out of cheese?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's Swiss.
Mmm.
All right. Well, we love y'all.
We
You
love
take
you.
care of
Thank you for staying
yourself.
with us and watching.
Love your neighbor. Be kind to your neighbor. And we'll talk soon. All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Connie.